Welcome to this special episode of Speaking with the Stars. It's been a while, and today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Karan, and he is the Group Channel Manager of Petworld. Now, with over 13 outlets and one online store of Petworld has recently transitioned from their manual loyalty program, manual tracking system to a digitalized version of it. And join with me today, I have Mr. Karan, the Group Channel Manager, to share a bit more about his marketing insights as well as the entire strategy of how he can grow Petworld's marketing to today's age. So, welcome, Mr. Karan. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks a million for having me here. Ellie, it's great to be here. Pleasure speaking with you both. And it's really good. I'm looking forward to this chat. My name is Karan. I am the group channel manager at Hawkins, and where I lead the e-commerce and the marketing teams across our group of brands, including Petworld. To talk about Petworld, Petworld is an Irish-owned, family-run business. We've multiple outlets across the country, and we also have an e-commerce website. Our objective or our motive with Pet World is simple. We want to help our customers become the best pet parents they can be. With Pet World, whether it could be through the best pet care advice we offer them, or the highly selected, high quality products we offer, or the local support. We really deeply care about the customers at Pet World, and in fact, customers and their pets.
How often would you say your customers typically shop with you? And, what are the ranges of your customers, motives when they come to Pet World? What kind of items do they usually shop for?
So we see a lovely rhythm for the customer shopping at Pet World. It depends on how frequently, what products they shop. Some of the customers that shop the pet food, we see them weekly. Some of them we see once or twice in a month. And pet parents nowadays are shopping with intentions and joy. They're looking for items that will make their pets healthier, happier. We've seen, a growing interest in certain categories such as wellness, the grooming range, the travel gear. I was reading one statistics recently, and it said 86% of pet owners in Ireland treat their pet as a part of their family or treat themselves as a parent to the pet. So it really showcases, how they treat their pets, and, it showcases how there is a trend in these certain categories.
When was the most recent time you kind of saw the shift? Because pet parents right now, they are focusing, like you said, right, more on wellness, more on traveling.
Yeah.
They're more concerned about what they feed their pets. So
Absolutely.
was this shift like very recent, or like have you seen it throughout like maybe the past couple of years?
Yeah, well, I've been with Pet World for the last 4 years. I joined Orkins during the pandemic period. What I have observed in the trend is, customers nowadays want transparency. They're looking at the packaging, they're looking at the ingredients, what's going in their pet's food. They're looking at how eco-friendly the packaging is, which is really a good thing, because you would see how conscious and thoughtful they are regarding from the ingredients to what they're feeding. There's this trend we've seen. And post-pandemic, we've also observed that a lot of people have been shopping online, while a lot of people also value the human interaction they get in the stores.
Wow, interesting, interesting. And what makes you think that even post pandemic they're able to come out, but they mainly use the e-commerce platform for last minute items? I would say, is that something
Um,
that? Eh?
Yeah, when it comes to the range, we offer a wide range. It's the
Mm,
pet food, the treats.
yeah.
There's just so many types of products and categories we sell, and it's not just for the dogs and cats. In fact, when I was applying for this job 4 years ago, I'd think, okay, they'd be in the dog and cat category, but where I was surprised goes into small animals, birds. We cater to reptiles, fish. So there's a wide range, and what we've observed is obviously there is this last minute convenience factor or last minute shoppers, but there are people who browse for the grooming items. There are
Mm.
customers customers who shop for them clothes or customers who shop for them certain treats. They are discovering new product. They read through our blog and identify things that would be really good for their pets. Especially during Christmas, you'll see that they're treating their pets. So there are different ranges that just gets it's really popular.
And I heard you guys say blogs, right? How is Petworld's marketing right now? Like, how are you guys maybe reaching out to customers? It sounds like you guys are educating your customers a lot, but how do you kind of stand out?
In fact, when it comes to marketing, we build resources like we've hundreds of blogs covering different topics. And then we designed a calendar across throughout the year. We communicate and educate our customers on different trends. For instance, next month is around the summer, and what are the tips and what are the educational content. We'll share those. We have really nice strategy in place, and we use a mix of multi-channel marketing because we've customer shopping in stores and online, like evolving, looking at the trends post-pandemic. We saw there's a great uptake. Customers value convenience. We've invested heavily in the websites. Our loyalty program was designed a number of years ago from that perspective.
Maybe let's jump a bit deeper into the loyalty program mechanics, right? Like, take us through the entire journey of how Petworld's loyalty program started.
Yeah, well, you see, with regards to loyal, like we were just discussing a minute ago about how frequently these customers shop. And some of these customers shop 7 or 9 times in a year with us, especially when they're buying larger bags or medium-sized dog food. And we notice that we see this from our data. And with these things being so expensive, certain pet food, some premium brands can be so expensive. It came from a deep within the team where we said, we want to develop a program where, we it's our way of saying to the customers, we see you, we appreciate, and we want to thank you for this. And it was a really great number of workshop went into it, develop a program where we worked with different departments. We had people from the stores, we had people from the operations team, where we looked at how do we develop a program which caters to everyone. So at Petworld, we have two types of loyalty program. One is the point-based system that was developed to reward each of all the customers, irrespective of what categories they shop. You'd earn points for every euro you'd spend. And we developed rewards that you can redeem using these points. And I know now we have about 75 plus rewards to choose from just in stores and about 50 to choose from the websites. So that's one of our loyalty system. And the second one we developed is the frequent buyer program, which is like a stamp based. If you've been shopping, a certain cafes do this. When you buy 6 coffees, you get the 7th one free. So it's a stamp. We wanted to keep it simple. You don't want to complicate it. It should be simple to understand. And so what we've done is looking at the frequency. Typically, a customer shops 7 to 9 times. We said, let's reward these repeat purchases. Let's give them the 10th bag as free. So we've partnered with multiple brands. Some of these are popular premium brands that customer often shop from.
That's such a thoughtful thing to do, to be able to both have a point system as well as a step card to cater to their specific buying habits. That is actually very intentional within a customer journey, don't you think?
It is absolutely. And if you think from the personalization end, if your pet is on a certain brand and certain dog food or cat food and or a particular brand or a variant, and to get that same bag for free, it is really great personalization for you rather than, you have certain points and you can only get some random thing for it.
How was that experience like when you first launched your loyalty program? How long did it kind of like how long were you able to kind of see it take off and kind of gain some traction from your customers?
Yeah, so like prior to launching this, a digital customer portal for the customers, like we had a physical traditional stamp card. You had to retain a paper card in which we would stamp it. And when we launched it into digital, to educate the customer, we had to train our staff on how the whole system works so that they can explain it to the customers better. We had a series of communications to our customers through the emails, through the videos on social media. As we informed them through we would give them, remember, we printed thousands of leaflets as well on how to's, and we had videos in stores playing about how to log in or how to redeem your rewards. So we saw the results within the first month itself. I think because it was on the physical stamp card, the data,
Mm.
like the customers, you'd only know your point balance or stamp balance when you see the stamp card.
Yeah.
So customers didn't know it and didn't know about how many stamps they had other than when they opened that, like when they were around the card. And
Mm.
when we send them an email saying, let's just say in this scenario, if I send you an email saying, Ellie, you have 5,000 points in your account and you are due a free bag, it was really exciting for you. Like, okay, I
Yeah.
never knew. And one particular instance I could recollect, which was recently, like about last week, a customer
Mhm.
called Keith from one of our store in Dublin. I
Mhm.
get, he visited our stores in Dublin, and I get a call from the store manager and says, Karan, I have an interesting situation here. And I said, what happened, Stephen? And Stephen is like, I have this customer who went onto his portal. This customer is a regular. He's in every week. He has multiple dogs and he shops the dog food. And
Mhm.
he looked at his rewards club and he has about 200 wet, canned food, like the wet canned dog food, and about 12 large bags of dog food he's due. And now the situation here is I'll have to create 220 plus coupons and put this through the tills. Is there a way we can manually manage this? And it was a funny situation. Like this customer has been shopping, like Keith is shopping with us for a number of years, and
Yeah.
he's in every week, and he's not aware of the points. He's not aware of the stamps, and to an extent where he's due this many bags of food. And
Mm.
I think the message here was that customers don't know about the rewards or the value of shopping with us. And in fact, that they could be. Now, if you think from Keith's perspective, now he doesn't have to shop for the next few months, it saves him so much money.
It's
And
so true.
surely Keith is going to talk about this to a number of his friends and family. And that word of mouth, you cannot match that with any social media or email marketing. That was just
Wow.
phenomenal. That was really good to see.
And how do you think, like, in being able to communicate what your members already have? Sometimes they don't even check their email, right? Like, how
Yeah.
are you leveraging communications? Because I know that you guys are also able to send out messages and emails to kind of
Yeah.
remind them, right? How are you
Yeah.
leveraging that? And what other campaigns do you think you are maybe already doing or like excited to use email for example, or direct messaging and so on?
Yeah, within Eber, what we found really good, and I think this is one of the cool feature is the activity message. And
Mm.
I think the reason is just the point that we discussed. Customers don't know how many points and stamps they have, and it was just a time-consuming act. Now, what Eber allows you to do is you can enable one of these messages where you can communicate customer based on their recent interactions. So if a customer bought
Mm.
anything online or in store, we have an activity message enabled wherein we inform them about, let's just say in this scenario, hi Ellie, thanks for shopping at Petworld. You have
Mm.
shopped three nice and natural 2 kg bags. You have three stamps, and there is a unique link. So generated for each users, which takes them to their rewards club and which showcases them the different cards they have and the
Mm.
points they have. So this link would be unique for each customer and it would just bypass the login. So it makes it easier for them. They don't have to log in. They can
Yeah.
literally notified. They don't have to wait at the till. Yeah, it also saves time for the staff members.
And I'm also looking at the rewards that you guys are providing, right? One of the perks that you get if you are a Pet World member is expert pet advice. And
Oh yeah.
what was the thought process from that? And like how has your customers actually been engaging with that?
So earlier customers really value like the reason one of the reason to shop at Pet World is the pet expert advice. Our staffs are trained to be advisors and not just the assistant. The purpose is not just to sell, to educate the customers on what they really should be buying, what they need to buy, rather than here is a product and push that product.
And I think maybe one more question about like marketing in itself, right? I think right now, if you agree with me, like a lot of businesses are viewing marketing and retention kind of separately, don't you think? Like a lot of them think that marketing is acquisition itself, and once they buy a product, then there's not much thought going within the retention kind of funnel. So what do you think Petworld is doing about that? And I definitely see a very solid funnel from acquisition all the way to retention. But what do you think about that sentiment in itself?
Well, we see from the marketing perspective, we don't just see it as an acquisition model, but we also have retention as a big model, like a big impactor. And we also look at the lapsed customers as well. We are actively looking at different initiatives to grow the customer base, but having a strong loyalty foundations and having the right resources and the value propositions for your customers surely have the foundations to retain the number of these customers you're adding regularly. You will have a lot of lapsed customers that will exit the funnel. So we do have
Mm.
initiatives in place. We have really strong automations in place to bring them back in the business. We have initiatives to even prevent the lapsed
Mm.
customers using the at-risk
Yeah.
segment. So we view it as a whole funnel where acquisition's part of it, retention is part of it, and lapsed is also part of it, like re-engaging lapsed customer is part of it.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. That was so solid. And I think as we are kind of wrapping up here, maybe Mr. Karan, you can just let us know what is one industry trend you think you'll be closely monitoring for the next 6 months to 1 year.
The industry trend we'll be closely monitoring. I think that's true, actually. We've observed and we will continue to do is the personalization and sustainability. I think they're leading the
Mm.
charge now. Customers want information that's related to them. Nobody wants to read or spend a lot of time across number
Mhm.
of sources to find few lines that's relevant to them. Like once we've migrated with Eber and all our data is in one place and we could leverage this data. Personalization is a big piece. We'll be closely monitoring and the trends within that. The second thing is the sustainability end. We've seen the trend where customers are looking at the packaging, are looking for the product that's
Mhm.
eco-friendly, products that's actually made in Ireland, and we advocate that a lot as well because that means that there is a less carbon footprint, and that's overall good.
Mm.
So these two trends will be actively looking at and will be monitoring them.
Thank you so much for sharing, Mr. Karan. Thank you so much. That's such great insights. And I think we can kind of close off by kind of seeing how Petworld has transitioned from a very solid loyalty program, but also one that was evolving and a brand new loyalty program in a way with a range of personalized rewards, really active communications, and also a great team kind of backing it to scale it. Really, such great insights. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Karan.
Thanks a million, Ellie. It was all possible because of all your support. I really appreciate, how well the Eber team has supported us in the past few months. We're launching the loyalty clubs across all different brands we have. It was really good. There was a lot of hard work went in to bring over transactions from the number of years, to bring over hundreds of thousands of customer data. In fact, it was a new platform altogether for us and also to guide us through the whole journey, the demos and walkthroughs and with the customizations that you've built for us. So it was really great to have that. And thank you for your time.